If you're on the hunt for a 5-year journal that actually gives you a topic to stay on track with your writing, then you are in the right place, because in today's video, I am talking about the question and answer journal that gives you one question a day to answer for 5 years. Join me on this edition of Thrifty Thursday on my channel where we talk about this awesome journal. It's coming your way right now. Well, hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here for a bit. If you are new, I am super glad that you are here today. My name is Lauren, and my channel is all about making beauty easy for the girl who thinks that she can't. But today, it's Thrifty Thursday, and this is a video that I upload on the third Thursday of the month, and we talk about a product that has been life-changing for me that is $20 or under. And today, we are talking about this awesome journal that I bought, and I want to give you a few reasons why this has been a life changer for me. The first thing you should know about me is that I'm not really a writer. I have kept journals in the past, and I have a few notebooks, and it's really cool to go back and look at years of my life where life was a struggle, where there were some really cool highs, really sucky lows, and be able to see that stuff. But in the general sense, I'm not really one to like sit down, grab some soup and a coffee and start writing in a notebook. In fact, it really stresses me out. But the thing is that I really wanted to be able to find some things that I could keep my thoughts in and be able to look back on them in my life. And I was thinking about this, and oddly enough, I was listening to a leadership podcast by Craig Groeschel. He does a leadership podcast once a month. If you like leadership and you like podcasts, I highly recommend that you would subscribe to his podcast. It's amazing. And he was talking about, one day talking about journaling, and he mentioned that he keeps a 5-year journal. And I thought, wow, what an amazing idea. I wonder if I can find something that suits my fancy online. And of course, Amazon has everything. So I went straight to Amazon and I found this, and I loved when I got it in. I actually didn't read well enough, but I did see that it actually asked you a question, and I'll show you guys here, like, let me show you some blank pages. But it asks you a question, and then it shows, you have your year here and you can fill it out. And I didn't realize that it had that at first when I got in, and I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll see how long this lasts. But honestly, it became something that I was like, wow, I love this, because what it does is it helps give me a topic to transform my thoughts onto paper. And sometimes that's really tough for me. Other days it's not, but for the most part, again, I'm just not one to sit down and write. So I bought this journal, and I'm also let me say this, I'm also a person that likes to start things either on a Monday or at the first of the year, because I feel like those are good starting points. I bought this journal, and it was, I think, it was like the 1st of October, and it came in on October 5th, and I started this journal October 5th of 2018. So that was really odd for me to do this at the end of the year, but I love it that it was, when I realized it was a question thing, I was like, oh, okay, I can just start it wherever I'm at, and it's totally fine. And that is exactly what I did. So I fell in love with the fact that it gives me a question, and I'm gonna share just an entry out of here today. Nothing that's super personal, but something that you guys can kind of get an idea of the feel for what the questions are. And on October 5th, it asked me, what question makes you anxious? And I laughed when I read that, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's such an easy answer for me. And the question that makes me anxious is, can I have your number? So if we're close, you're gonna have my number. And if we've just met or we haven't like passed, stage 2 of friendship, you won't have my number. And when people ask me for my number, it makes me anxious if I don't know you very well. So that's what I wrote down. That was the question that makes me anxious. And then the other thing that I started doing is that I would write a little blip about my day. Maybe it was just like a word. Whether I had a bad day or a good day, I would write about something. And so on this particular day, I mentioned that I was really excited about the part-time position that I have with the company that I work for. I work for a digital marketing agency part-time, and I was super excited about that because it goes hand in hand with what I do here on YouTube. And that was on October 5th. And the other thing that I started doing was, if you've been around on my channel for very long, then you know that I'm a smaller channel, and I just started my journey. I've had my channel for a few years, but I didn't get serious about it until September of 2017, after my husband and I sold our personal training studio, and I decided that it was like time to go all in with this, and I started getting real serious in September. And then of course that first initial goal was to get to 1,000 subscribers. And so in 2018, that was my goal, was to get there. And so what I started doing at the end of October, or at the beginning of October, when I started writing in this journal, I was getting close. I started writing down how many subscribers I had each day. And it was really cool because on December 17th, 2018, I hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and that was such a huge milestone for me. Lots of tears, lots of jumping up and down and being excited because I could literally look back, even just in the last 2 months when that happened, and see the growth that took place. So that was what I started doing. And on October 5th, for anyone who cares, I had 730 subscribers that day. And then in December, we hit the actual big goal. And I don't know when this video is going to come out in conjunction with the video that talks about that what I did with once I got to 1,000 subscribers. But one of the big things was I got to put makeup on my husband's face because he promised me that he would let me do that. I've been begging him for years, and once I hit 1,000, he promised that we could do that and film it for you guys. So I'm currently editing that as I film this today, but depending on release times, I'll either link it for you in the eye, or I'll come back later on and link it for you so you can see it. And there's also a giveaway involved, so I want to make sure that I do mention that. So that's one of the reasons that I love this book, or it might have been even 2 reasons, I'm not sure. The other thing that I love about this is that it's not big. So journals that are like blank, that have, you know, a page and it's just nothing but lines, really intimidate the crap out of me. And I'm like, it's almost like I feel like I've given myself a bad grade if I don't fill up the page. And so with this, like, I don't have to. I have like a few lines. Yes, there are times where I've written out to the side because I had more to say that day. There was something that I really wanted to look back and remember, and you know, remember where I was, like whether it was emotionally or a physical thing, whatever. And so, but I do love for the most part that I have all this, you know, I don't have a lot of blank space. So it's super cool how it's completely lined out. So how I use it is that, as I mentioned, it does ask you a question. There are some times where I'm like, that question is really stupid and I'm not going to answer it. And I'll just write down something about my day that was either good, bad, or something that I want to remember, that I want to look back on. You know, maybe it was something out in nature that I saw, or, you know, maybe it was the fact that, you know, on one of my workouts, I like kicked my butt even super hard, more hard than what I normally do, whatever it was. And I record that. And so next time that date rolls around the following year, I can actually see and remember where I was in that time. So you don't always have to answer the question, but you can. And so I recommend for sure, if you get this, and I'll link it for you down below. We're going to talk about the price in just a second. But writing down, answering the question, of course, if you want to, and if you don't, and even if you do, I would say write something down that you're trying to keep track of, or that you're trying to grow with. Maybe, you know, it's you start out on a goal to get healthy, and you're, you know, working out so many days a week, or maybe you are wanting to create a YouTube channel and you're putting together the steps and process of doing that and getting that going. Like, write that stuff down, because after the years fly by, you're going to want to look back and go, holy cow, look at this. It's kind of like when we have pictures that we can look back on and we can go, wow, I remember what it was like to be that age, but wow, I look like a baby in that picture. It's kind of the same thing. So I highly encourage you, answer the question if it's a cool one, or if it suits your fancy. And then if it doesn't, or if it does, write down something that's personal that you can actually track. So the last thing I want to talk about is the price. And as I mentioned, it is Thrifty Thursday. So anything that we talk about in these videos is going to be $20 or under. And I'm really trying to stay more along the or under lines. And this one definitely fits that. This is around $12 on Amazon, and again, I've linked it for you below so that you can get a copy of it, and it will be shipped right to your door. And if you're a Prime member, you'll get it really, really quick. All right, so my question for you down below is, are you a person who likes to journal? And if you are, I would love to know if you are like, it just flows out, if you're a writer and you just do your thing and you fill up 16 pages, or if you're like me and sometimes you just feel like you're giving yourself a big fat F because you suck and you can't seem to put too many words out on paper. I would love to know that. And actually, the third thing I would kind of like to know is, are you an electronic journal person, or are you a written? For me, I'm a little old school. Obviously, I'm actually writing in a journal because I like to see how my handwriting changes over the years too. So I would like to know if you're an electronic person or not. And if you do things a little bit differently, I would love to know about it down in the comments. All right, so I think that's gonna be a wrap for this edition of Thrifty Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I'm gonna ask that you would give this video a giant thumbs up, as well as if you are not currently subscribed to my channel, I'm gonna ask that you would subscribe now, and of course, hit that notification bell so that you can get alerts for every single time I upload new videos, which is every single Friday, the third Thursday of the month, and the fourth Tuesday of the month. Thank you so much for joining me, and please connect with me on social media if you haven't. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Hashtag Reform Tomboy Family. I'll see you soon.
I think that I'm going to hiding, somewhere by a